Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Lynn Carey, and today I just wanted to talk about the grace state. I named my book My Journey to Grace because I feel like my life changed so much after I entered what I call the grace state. And you can't force it, it's just like you can't force a healing. Sometimes you have to go through the process. But I believe the gray state that I encountered is our natural state. It's a higher consciousness. We can call it 5D consciousness. I don't know. We like labels as humans because that's how we comprehend things, myself included. But it was just that place where I looked at life and I was just in love with everything. My problems dissolved. Everything was joyous. Even things that we would consider problems looked joyous to me. And I was just in a love vibe. And there was no one else involved. It was like falling in love, but no one else was involved. That's the best way I can describe it. It's an orgasmic state. And I realized every time I drank, every time I wanted a new relationship, every time I was looking for the next trip, prior to that, you know, it was to feel better, right? But now I was in this gray state and it didn't matter what I did, I felt good. And so I realized we can create that. At the time I didn't, but that was 20 years ago and over 20 years ago. And I've learned that that's our natural state. How do we allow it? And so if you can't force it to happen, there's signs that you can take to get yourself there. Number one is following your joy every day. Find peace within. And sometimes people can't go right to peace because we have too much on our minds, right? We're in too much trauma, too much busyness. But if you can start to make a gratitude list, things that you appreciate every day, like the birds flying in the air, the sun coming up, a beautiful nature scene, taking a walk outside, something like that, watching a good movie that uplifts you. Anytime you feel uplifted or inspired, even for a moment, acknowledge it. And if you start making lists of those things, you might start out with 5 things a day to be grateful for. I know when I did my gratitude list, it started with 5 things and then it became 25, because you start to you orient yourself towards happiness instead of problems, solutions instead of problems, right? So that's one way. Also is being really, start to listen to your inner voice, even on how to make a choice on what to eat. What do you really want? Listening to not what you should eat, but what you really want, and then see how you feel after. It's following your guidance moment to moment. Should I make that call now or should I not? Like, what am I being inspired to do right now? Even if you feel tired, can you acknowledge right now that you can rest? If you can't, that's okay. But it's those moments that you can act on your inner guidance are huge. So those are things that you start getting into, that where you're following your guidance. And when you do that, that starts to create more joy and ease and peace in your life. And eventually you shift yourself over to solutions, to joy, to passion, to inspiration. All those things accumulate to living into a grace state. That's what I've realized. And I can start to bliss out on momentary, everyday things, like just having a cup of coffee, to having a good conversation, to just being in the moment, doing nothing. And that was hard for me before that. So these are just keys to acknowledging the gray state. I believe this is what everybody's looking for. That's why I am such a advocate of people creating their desired life in every area, because when you can really have your freedom to choose how you want to live in every area of your life, like you're empowered with your body, your mind, your health, you're empowered with your finances, you're empowered with your natural rights, you're empowered with your relationships around you, your mindset, your inner peace. This is our natural state. This is going to put you in the natural state to really live in the grace state, the God state, our natural, our in our alignment with source. Thanks for watching.